Good morning. Um, I'm here to shoot a video that Mark asked me to shoot. A couple times we've met. He's kind of brought attention to the fact that I use Zippos basically exclusively, and so I decided to explain to him why and all of these things. And so he asked me if I would to kind of demonstrate a technique I use. So there's two types of things about two types of Zippos basically. There's ones with pipe insert, ones with a regular insert. What I mean by that is this is the regular insert on a Zippo, a standard Zippo. It's basically been almost unchanged since they came into production in early 1930s, I think 32 or 34. I'm not a Zippo historian, I just really like them. This is a modern one, and so some of the newer ones will actually have, like this, will actually have this many holes in the chimney. And the older ones don't have as many. They typically don't have these two over here on the side. They just have these four right here. And then it's open on the top. You got your wheel here. Then inside of there contains the flint that's spring loaded. This right here is a spring that the lid clicks on and off. So when you hear the clink, clink, that's actually the spring popping the cap as it clicks back and forth. So on most other Zippos, down here at the bottom, this is the upside down. Down here at the bottom, there's a thick, almost felted cotton pad, and inside there's just cotton wool inside of it with a wick. So typically, when you fill a Zippo up, you have to kind of light it and let it burn for a second to burn all the excess fuel off, because you never do fill it up correctly. And there's always fluid that comes out. It's the reason why you don't put a freshly filled Zippo in your pocket. Otherwise, it'll burn you. The liquid will irritate your skin pretty bad. It happens to me more often than I like to admit. But one of the things that Zippo lighter users run into is the evaporation of the fuel. So this was brought to my attention a couple of years ago, this little rubber gasket that's right here. It replaces the cotton wool that's in there. You have to unscrew the spring that holds the flint in, take that cotton batting out. Not the internal cotton, but just the cotton lid thing that's there. This fits inside of it, and you screw it back, and it's got a little door on the top, on it right here, as you can see. So I got these on Amazon, I think. You can see it's got a little hole in there to fill it, and if you look right here, just above my finger, you can see a little place to where you can keep a spare flint. This doesn't prevent the evaporation from happening, because obviously you've still got this open. However, it does cut down on it, and let's say if it's 30% more efficient, that you get 30% more time, it makes a difference to me. So of course this is your standard Zippo. I brought a couple of Zippos with me today to do it. One of them, these are some rusty dusty ones that I've had for a long time. As you can tell, this one's kind of been through the ringer. I love brass and copper Zippos. Copper Zippos are pretty rare to come by, but I like them a lot. This is an old one. This is a reproduction of one of the first ones that came out. This is actually the second model they came out with. The first one looked very similar, but the hinge was on the outside of the box. But this one actually has the pipe lighter insert into it, and as you can tell, the center is out, and it's got a cover on the top. What this is meant to do is that instead of, you know what, I'm going to just do this real quick. This is another one. This is a sterling silver regular Zippo. I love sterling silver, and I use this one quite regularly. However, I have just a normal insert in it. I don't have the pipe insert. About half my Zippos have pipe inserts and the other half don't. For a long time, you couldn't buy the pipe inserts in and of themselves. You had to call Zippo and beg and plead with them to send you one. However, if you were to send a Zippo, and the thing about Zippo is that you can send a Zippo in any condition. if you go to a store or like a junkyard or something and you find a knurled up Zippo that's just chewed up and it's not usable, if you send it to Zippo, they'll send you a new one back of similar make, right? So if this was all beat up and chewed up and I sent this to Zippo, they would send me a new one back if it wasn't repairable, or they'll repair it. At that point, you can ask them to put a pipe lighter in it, a pipe insert in it, and they'll do that. And I've done that several times. But so I end up having a ton of regular inserts in exchange for pipe inserts. So the question is, how do you end up lighting a pipe with a Zippo and not char the rim? Now, this is just what I'm going to use today. This is a 2002 Pipe of the Year, Peterson Pipe of the Year, as you can see here. Recently acquired. It was used. It was decent. It's got a few little issues, but it's fine. So typically when I fill my pipe, some people only fill the pipe about maybe 7/8 of the way full, and they leave a little gap up at the top. And I've never done that. I always filled the pipe up as much as I could, because I know when I do my toast, light it first, I'm going to tamp it down and it's going to drop it down to where I need it to. However, that runs the risk of you charring the rim. I hear that. I get yelled at for it all the time, but they're my pipes, and that's how I like to smoke them. So traditionally, most people, when they light their pipe, be it with a Bic lighter, another butane lighter, not butane torch, but a butane lighter, or a Zippo or anything else, matches, they hold the pipe this way and they do this, right? So you do this, right? So the interesting thing about fire is that it wants to go up. So if you do this, which is completely fine, you can see about where I'm holding the Zippo, right? You'll want to move the Zippo lighter around the surface of the bowl up at the top, okay? And this works great. However, if it's windy, you can forget it. Even with a Zippo, even though it won't normally go out, they still do go out in the wind. But even if they don't necessarily go out, the heat is being pushed across. It's not being drawn down. When you draw in on your pipe, you're creating venturi, so it wants to pull the air down. Okay, so doing this, basically what Zippo wanted to correct or wanted to fix was, with this, was that you could just hold the pipe over the top like this and go like this. That way the flame is still wanting to go up and you could draw it in versus off to the side and draw it in. It worked great. However, what if you've got some nice Zippos that they don't make pipe inserts for? Like, for instance, a 1941 reproduction. Technically, even these aren't supposed to have pipe inserts in them because the case is a little more square. So basically what I figured out doing over time, and it just so happened that one day I just started doing it and realized I'd been doing it for a while, and even with pipe lighters sometimes. So we want to hold our pipes upright and light them like this, right? But I realized if I hold the lighter straight up or even slightly to the side, all I have to do is just turn the pipe this way. And so I end up lighting my pipe turned sideways like this, and it works fine. All of this 8.5 minutes of video, or however many minutes this video ends up being, just to show you, all you have to do, instead of holding your pipe up this way, turn your pipe to the side. This works with matches if you're trying to shield it from the heat a little bit. It works with a Bic lighter, it works with butane lighters, it works with everything. So instead of trying to turn the direction that the flame naturally wants to go, turn the pipe. That's it. Have a good day.